You have to make this out.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I see your openings are still as good as they were at the beginning, even getting better.
This is the Monkey Business Show. I didn't even have to say it, you know? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be 3 people today, but we're going to save our special guest for next week. So just the 2 of us, able to catch up again and talk a little bit about what's what in the past couple of months of life and Dota and everything in between. Yeah. So you've been good. Anything happen lately for you?
Yeah, this happened. Oh, this?
Yes, I see. That's a ring. Beautiful ring.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Uh-huh.
This happened, and besides that, not much, not much. Just like summer is here now, finally. Things are getting better. Like, sun is out, people are chilling. Everything is good. Life is good so far. Life is good. Watching some Dota, We're getting into the Dota pretty epic years, I guess, right? Riyadh coming up, and then, Bali Major, Riyadh, PI, sounds like some epic Dota is coming our way.
Yeah, it's going to be another round of Gaming Gladiators getting tested and Liquid seeing if they can, take it from them again. And of course, OG trying to find a way not to struggle for XYZ reasons. Outside forces, inside forces, but,
Yeah.
But the world is in a crazy place, Dota-wise, but it's nice to have these tournaments coming up. No, it's a big shame you didn't get to go to Berlin. I want to stay on topic. It was a cool major. I think one of the better LAN experiences.
Oh, really?
In the past 5 years. Yeah.
Because
overall.
of what was particularly good?
I would say it was well executed for players and for fans, and for talent, which are the 3, I guess, the main players, right?
Yeah.
And I guess production too plays I didn't get the online experience, so I can't really vouch for that, but I think it was good.
Yeah.
I don't think there were hiccups or anything like that. So, well, those 4 elements, I think it was executed pretty well. I don't really know how it goes. The one sad thing was definitely teams had to go home. They had to get kicked. They got kicked out if they didn't make it through the groups.
Yeah,
and
that
even
seemed
if they
to be
didn't,
the new policy, right? For some reason.
Yeah, so you're kind of you have a return home date, and then if you make it further in the tournament, you get extended. And there were one more date after the first round of playoffs. So only at the end there was only 6 teams at the tournament. Also at the end of the tournament and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because most people just went home. They didn't want to stay, right?
Yeah.
So that was the big, one of the big drawbacks, if not the biggest drawback. So that being said, it's not the only thing that matters, right? The fans, I think, were pretty happy at the venue and stuff. So, don't know. It felt pretty nice. Well, pretty professional. The vibe was pretty good, and no stress, bad vibes between the parties, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of collaboration, and I don't know. Yeah, seemed very good, and also very successful for OG in many ways. I think what we pulled off with the show, the after show and stuff was really nice. Also, fan experience was super hype, super good.
That's awesome. I think whenever things are done, like fan meetings and stuff like that, it's always really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool net cafe, right? Not too far away from where the venue was at either. And people could go there and watch games and kind of have a different experience. And the atmosphere and the setting was really nice, really good. Place to eat even this time. Plus the show. The show was really good, and then we held the party after, which was also a super success. It was huge success. The final party where, I don't know, because there was the intent on making it good for the players as well, making sure that people could blow off steam here and not have any type of pressed vibe, and everybody can get as many tickets as they need, of the players and stuff.
That's usually the topic, right?
Yeah, right. There's some weird fucking excuse or whatever. So this was everything was, and then we could order pizza as well. We made sure that there was some food and stuff, all these small things. Worked again, the effort of many people made this night really special, I think. Yeah, made it a really good night. So Berlin Major was pretty good. both for OG, but I think for every party involved, like the fans, the talent, the players, the staff. So I gotta give props to, I guess, ESL for pulling it off. Yeah, I think it was handled really well.
Yeah.
From where I was sitting, you know.
I mean,
Like,
honestly,
I had
like all
only
the
good things
last
to say.
ESL events have been like really, really good.
Yeah, I'm getting really sick of the intro song. Like that thing is like driving me crazy.
Which one is the? Oh, I don't think I.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Like
Oh
you
my
hear it
God.
100 times and you're like, it's super PTSD inducing.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely props to them. So I would be happy to see more of those majors throughout the year, you know. I don't want to see like any major massive hiccups. I want like either something really special and unique that does work, or just a lot of these like classic tournaments with a lot of focus on high quality and like, so we can also get the competitive integrity and performance, you know.
Yeah.
I think maybe the players would have liked still a better fix for sound or something. I don't know. I think there were some sound issues,
like with the noise cancelling stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was some pauses, if I remember correctly. I don't know if you can change the headset, improve the headset or something, but I think people had to pause because they had to also wear the in-ears.
Yeah.
But there has to be technology soon that allows you to kind of just wear the cup without the in-ears, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or I hope so.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, I guess from my experience, like Berlin was super good. So
that's cool.
Like, very nice tournament.
Yeah. What's interesting is this upcoming Riyadh tournament. I think that's pretty interesting. It's like a mini TI coming up, right? So Riyadh Masters is 15 million announced, which is, I mean, essentially it's like TI from last year, more or less, you know? So it's a really big deal for teams. It's a really big deal. And the qualifiers are coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Right now. So, you know, no, it is correct. It was 19 million, the Singapore TI. So essentially it's almost as big as last TI. So,
yeah.
you know, big tournament coming up. It's in July, end of July. And I think the last round of qualifiers, the second group stage, or what's it called? Actually, there were 2 group stage actually already. So it's gonna be, I think it's like beginning of June or something around the 10th of June. I'm gonna find the exact date. Yeah, Dream League season 20.
Very soon, huh?
There it is. And it's from the 11th of June to the 25th. And that's going to be what decides which teams are going to the Riyadh Masters.
Damn.
So that should be really, really hype. Yeah. It's the, I don't know how many group stages they have actually, but yeah. I don't know exactly the whole format, how it is, but I think it's the second group stage, or there's going to be, no, never mind. Okay, there's going to be 2 group stage phases. Group stage 1, group stage 2, and playoffs, and that's going to decide which teams are going. All of that is online, and if you look at like the teams that are there, it's a crazy lineup of teams, honestly. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned OG. I mean, obviously things aren't going that well for the team right now in Div I. Fortunately, I think they're 1-4 as we speak.
Yeah, we just ended the last game versus Gaming Gladiators.
Yeah.
As we're recording, yeah.
I mean, the competition is incredibly tough, honestly. But to be fair, also to them, they have faced arguably the better teams. I mean, I say that.
Yeah.
They faced Liquid, Gaming Gladiator, and
Tundra
already. So,
and Quest.
Yeah.
And
so they're kind of yet to face D1 Hustlers. They beat Secret and NTT. So I think it's still like, I mean, they're probably not going to go to the major. I think it's hard, like very unlikely. But relegation is also not certain yet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it will depend on Quest because they also have a game against Liquid and Secret. So if they lose and OG, of course, have to win both games, then they would, like, Quest is the only one that can take it from them, right?
Yeah.
Because the rest OG would have to beat anyway.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. It's not so unlikely, as in now's the time to really bounce back, like back against the wall, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of struggles, I think, ever since the Berlin Major. I mean, already with the Berlin Major, even though the performance there was very nice, they were playing with stand-ins, then they came back and had other stand-ins for other players, and now Tommy is back. I think it's a lot of like, it's hard to build. Probably like certainly it's hard to build because in Dota obviously everybody knows like you change a player, you change the entire team. Now the draft has to change, everything has to change. Basically the dynamic changes. So it's been a lot of changes in a very, very small amount of like short period of time. So
Plus the Dota patch and everything, so yeah, you're gonna and you're playing in the hardest region.
Yeah.
It's tough. I respect it. I put a lot of respect to everybody who's out there grinding. I have so much respect for what people are doing. I'm spending my day still quite differently. I was going to ask you before because you said you were watching Dota games. Like, do you catch the morning games as well? The morning DPC and
No, not so
Southeast Asia?
much. Only a bit of. I watch a bit of China.
Yeah.
And then I check like sometimes I check replays when it looks like interesting to me, but no, I don't catch as much as the morning ones.
Oh, okay. It's nice to have these days. It's not every day that you get like DPC games, but like some of these days when you can get morning, midday, and evening DPC is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's kind of hype. I feel like you start seeing some different things also developing on different regions. And you see SumaiL having still a good performance in Aster.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw any of their games.
Yeah, I've been watching because of him. Basically, I've been checking out how he's doing. Yeah, and he's owning. Like he's playing really, really well.
Yeah,
it's I feel like he hasn't. Like he did like he hasn't played bad in a while. Honestly, like it feels like he's been playing really well. Like Enigma, even though they were struggling, I think he was like really the X factor in most of the games.
Yeah. No, it's true. I don't know if you remember the game when he was playing Mirana at Berlin and he got the rapier, and it was like they were against Megas and stuff, and he was trying to tell Monet, right, like about the shard on Slark. Like you need to use it on me so I can keep hitting. Like I cannot get stunned, right? But how do you communicate this to a guy who doesn't speak the language? So it's like the guy interprets this like I have to save him with the shard. So after something gets stunned, he uses the shard, but shit, it was not good enough. He needs to. But then today, I think I saw them, or was it this morning or yesterday? I don't remember. But they were playing another round of like, I think it was Storm Slark today. And they were again like the Slark had shard, and I'm just wondering for them how it's going with the communication, and you don't speak the language. Which kind of habits do you build? Like, what do you actually use? Because in Berlin they were using like pings and chat wheels mainly.
Yeah, it must not be easy. I mean, also that game that you mentioned, it was like one of the sickest first bloods I've seen in a while. Like for people that didn't see it, like it was SumaiL versus Nisha 1v1 mid, bottom versus like Mirana versus Void Spirit, and that was like one of the sickest first blood I've ever seen. Like some Dota 1 stuff, that you barely see, like just pure skill. It's like epic outplay. I don't know, it was sick. And I mean, you see that, and and it's not like it's some random noob against him. It's like it's Nisha against him. Like arguably people would now name Nisha as one of the best mid laners in the world, and he does that to him. It's pretty wild. So I'm super happy for SumaiL that it's going really well for now for him. Hopefully this keeps up, and I mean he's back to the major, like the proper way, I want to say, because he was standing in obviously for the last one. Now he's qualified, so it's well deserved. Cool.
Yeah, and did you see they have a stage?
Yeah.
Playing on site.
It looks amazing. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm super happy for Chinese Dota because I think some of the conversation leading up to this time of the year was about how Chinese Dota seemed to be like falling behind in terms of the scene and the teams and everything. And I don't know. I don't really know what happened, but there's a different vibe to it right now. Sure.
They took a Westerner or they took SumaiL, No, just kidding.
But like the whole show around it, like it seemed like they don't believe that it's falling off at all, or maybe it's a reaction to it. But nevertheless, I think it's looking healthy.
Yeah, dude, it's super nice to see. Makes you jealous, Makes you almost envious a bit. Like I wish, because it's been so long since they had anything like this as a qualifier off-site or like on-site event.
Yeah.
I would love to see that one day, especially in Europe. I don't see why not.
It
would change how hyped these games are. You can even make a small tournament out of it, right? Which is what a lot of people have been saying from the beginning. This is what Dota used to do.
I mean, it
could be.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Like the European DPC, I don't really understand why nothing is being put together. Honestly, like I don't quite get it. For Div
I
One
mean,
especially.
it's a duration, right? Like that's why people spend half the time at home and the other half, or like the second part. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but in terms of like production value, because when DPC came out, like, and the fact that the games are like, more far away from each other and whatnot, like
yeah,
I think the biggest what's it called, like upside that I see for that schedule and that format is so that you can up the production value in between games. You can build up the storylines. You can, get content like interviews, pre-game interviews, post-game interviews, get people to kind of break down what could happen, what might happen, all of that. And now it feels like none of this actually is done. It's just people, as in like talent and players, just show up online for this one game, and they're on Discord or something, and then and that's it. And
I agree with you. I mean, I think every player would love to have something more as well.
yeah,
I think everybody would welcome it.
feels like more could be done, because then I'm pretty sure players would not mind if that's what I mean is like if this format is done for no other reason than just because that's what it is now. Maybe players would just rather have everything just played at the same time, just like the Dream League qualifier that happened, where like teams were like just playing game after game after game. It's much more, but I think most players would just rather get it done with, get over it, get over with it. Like as in play 1 week, play the games you have to play, boot camp, prepare for it, do your best, and that's it. I hardly believe players kind of enjoy having it drag over time. And then I thought they pushed that for production reasons. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then it's not for that.
What can I say? Maybe we'll learn from China, or maybe it's successful and they'll keep doing it, and eventually we will have to tag along, or like people with enough pressure will come that will do more, because definitely Europe will host something. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, there was hype on the Reddit, which is West, right, for the Chinese thing that they put together. So you can tell that there's like definitely people are kind of, yeah, they would be really happy probably getting that production value. So
I mean, staying on topic, I guess, about DPC and season and stuff, like we're coming to an end.
yeah,
and Tundra just won today as well.
they
So
look
they
strong,
are
man. They look very strong.
5-0, 5-0. So they're the first team to guarantee.
And they're the defending champions. I think no one should forget about that. Like,
Yeah.
Last DI, they just stomped their way through the tournament and they just won it, just like that.
Yep. Nobody tested them.
And
that TI, for sure.
We're almost 1 year later and they're destroying probably the toughest region.
Yeah, which games do they have left? So they still have to play Gaming Gladiators, which is super hype, and then they have to play Secret, which is much less hype.
Yeah, but I mean, the Gaming Gladiator is probably the toughest opponent they would get. So
yeah, but that match is going to be hype. Like, I think a lot of people will be watching just for the good Dota.
Yeah, and I wish that match would be built up, like, because that match is like a major final. This match could be next TI finals, basically. Yeah. So, would be nice to, I don't know, hear a little bit more about that game. Like, what's going to happen? What are going to be the X factors? Like, stuff like that.
You're going to see the PGL monitors that fly open like this.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Bam! It's like when there's 3 casters, you get these monitor arms. It's like animated, right? It's not real. And they fly in and then they open and it's just the webcam,
Nice. Super nice. Oh, yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Busy enforcing rules, I guess.
It is what it is. It's just a way of life, man. I don't know how many times I've said this in my life, but like I think it's the only way to move forward from so many things, man. Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, Tundra are looking very strong. I mean, I think it's been the 3 same teams dominating the year, honestly, for Europe. Feels like Team Liquid, Gaming Gladiators, and Tundra has been, they've been taking turns on who gets on top of who, but essentially these are the 3 teams that, look the strongest throughout the year.
Yeah, for sure. They've had, I mean, it's been 3 seasons, and you can tell from the online part of Europe, that this has been the consistent 3 top. Yeah. The TI will be very interesting.
Yeah.
Regardless, like
I'm super happy China is like building up steam.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It would also be good to see. I mean, I see these other regions play, especially in the morning, the C games. Ice teams. There's like the Cuckoo and Raven and stuff. Like, I hope they also come with force in the next couple of months.
That's actually worth mentioning because they just made that team, right?
Yes.
And now they're like, I mean, you know, they're top. I guess. I'm looking at it now.
C standings.
I mean, last time I checked, they were 4-0. Okay, they lost the last series, but they are amongst the best performing C teams. It's kind of. It doesn't happen often that a team just forms and performs that well. Like, I mean, because they kind of formed almost out of nothing, right? I can't really recall how they got the slot, but either way, they're doing really well. They lost 2-1 to Blacklist International, and that was a 61-minute game. So, you know, very close game. So essentially, they were that close to being 5-0. So, like, stomping their way through.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. What's sad maybe is a Boom Esports. Them, you know, struggling so much.
Falling off.
Yeah, they had a really strong year strong season last year, but I think they've been struggling a lot this season. Like this year, I mean.
What's the DPC standings like actually?
They dropped to Division 2 Season 2. They must barely have no DPC points.
They have zero.
They have zero. Yeah. Boom is nowhere to be found, like for sure. And it's not gonna get better, unfortunately. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. You know, I mean, obviously, all the names that you see in the DPC list, like the top 12, these are, you know, very strong teams. And there are like some upsets. You know, I think for Entity, it's a big upset that they're that low. Extreme Gaming also from China. I mean, this is like a all-star roster. Struggling PSG LGD, but they're having a strong season. So them and Aster are probably gonna fix that. Obviously, OG is a little bit worrisome because the season is not looking good and they're sitting at 400 points. So we might have to go through qualifiers by the looks of it.
Right behind OG is N0tail Esports.
Yeah, they're doing good.
They're doing good.
Yeah, so far. I think TSM is kind of being the third team in NA now.
I've seen quite a bit of the NA as well.
Yeah.
Pull it up here. I mean, quite a bit. I've definitely caught some moments.
I feel like NA is always like 3 teams fighting for 2 slots, and then the rest of them are just like memeing and you know.
Yeah, but now we have the now the Shopify Rebellion. When is that happening?
I mean,
June 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, but like TSM already lost to Shopify Rebellion and to N0tail, so I think that's already, you know, most likely you're gonna have N0tail and Shopify make it to the major and TSM sitting at third, unless like one of these teams can cause upsets, but I don't really know who that would be.
Yeah, but didn't Team Dogchamp used to beat one of them?
Yeah.
Does it have to play Shopify Rebellion?
I mean, they did take one map from TSM, Team Dogchamp.
And they took a map from them.
And they have to play Shopify, and they lost to N0tail. So basically, yeah, but Shopify arguably is the strongest team, I would say, out of those 3, so...
There's a team called Sand King Gomez. You get the picture, dude.
Divine, what can you do? Actually, it's a Mexican, 2 Mexican players.
Location Mexico.
You don't see Mexican Dota that often, I think. This is one of the fewest times that I see a team.
Gomez, but... SKG. Like SKG, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Thank you, Gomez.
Yeah, they got you there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, talking about SA, you have EG absolutely dominating the region right now. And you know, Bisco is doing really well. I think the surprise is for Thunder Awaken to be struck. I mean, actually, they did change like a lot of players, but I expected them to do slightly better, Thunder Awaken, than they're doing right now. And then the last region we haven't talked about is the Eastern
Europe.
Yeah. Red Bull. I mean, it's the same. It feels like Western EU and like Eastern Europe is the same. You have 3 teams battling with each others, and maybe Spirit arguably seem to be in better shape than they were last season. For now, at least.
Yeah.
But with that being said,
I would agree. Also, the gameplay wise. But yeah, Bad Boom 8-0. You know, it's all 2 zeros. Who they've yet to play Spirit,
and that's after their role change, right? They swap roles between Nightfall and Pure. Pure is now playing +3, and Nightfall is playing +1 again.
Yeah.
So props to them, making the right choice, perhaps. At least it's working out for them for now.
It didn't work out when Burning and Sharshaz did it.
No.
That was some funny shit.
No, it did not.
Oh, that was some funny shit.
And yeah, I mean, Team Spirit probably, they had to kind of build back up because the Berlin major was super disappointing for them. I think they bumped out pretty quickly. If I remember well, yeah, they basically lost 2-0 to Gaming Gladiator in upper bracket and then lost 2-0 to Aster in lower bracket. That was it for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, happy to see them do better. I think Dota is just much hyper when you have like strong teams from every region, and it's hard to kind of know who's gonna dominate and which meta is gonna prevail.
I mean, the best for me is Solar Rams is back together.
Yeah, and in great shape. They're doing really well.
Yeah. No. I love it.
I mean, to be fair, 9 Pandas, they did top 3 last major without solo.
Without solo, and it was Roger standing and stuff. I loved it too. I love watching them play.
That's kind of wild.
Did you saw the Monkey King death, right? On the Tormentor.
Yeah, I did it.
When Roger killed him and stuff.
I
did. So funny.
That was nice. And I'm looking forward to Nigma, obviously. Hype for that. They made unexpected changes in a way. I mean, I did not expect certain things. As in, I didn't expect them to pick up Mike and Yuma.
Yeah, no, Mike, I don't know if many people saw that coming. I don't think so.
So Miracle is still not back, so no, that does that mean he's not gonna play at all this season? Are we gonna see Miracle? I don't really know what's going on there, but
yeah, I mean neither. He was playing pubs, right?
I do not know actually. I don't know. There were rumors that he is, but I don't know for sure that he's playing pubs. So we'll see for that. But yeah, I mean, watching MC play at the major, that was refreshing, honestly.
Very.
So hopefully he finds the same groove with Nigma with the changes that they made,
Yeah, if they don't, I mean, they should just find another Bulgarian. He seemed to vibe so hard.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's how you turn him on, maybe. I don't know.
MC was owning at the major. It was really nice to watch him. I mean, I think there was another time back in the days where he stood in for a team and he was also crushing it. That was a long time ago. He stood in for some NA team, I think. Like maybe it wasn't Team Ceb back then, but yeah, he was also like destroying, and the team was like, "Oh, this guy's a beast! Like he's just carrying us game after game."
And I think I remember something.
Yeah.
MC when he wants to win, there was also the final, loser bracket final versus LGD in 2019, right?
Yeah,
PI?
that was wild.
When he freaking owned with Darkseer. Like, he had to play so well. He had to carry so hard because they were in so deep shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he did, like, incredible stuff that game. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Unleash MC. I want to see Unleashed MC.
MC Unleashed.
Yeah. It's very cool to watch when it happens.
It's quite something when players feel like it, when they're in the zone, when they feel it.
Definitely. Yeah. What about TI returning to Seattle, right? That's what they announced.
It would be really nice if it's the same,
I'm kind of looking forward to go to Seattle. I'm not saying I'm going to be there, but maybe I suspected or something. But
it won't be the same as it used to be, most likely, right? Because there's only 3 days.
Oh, yeah, right. But what about I mean, last time, the Last-Chance Qualifier also happened on site, right?
There's no Last-Chance Qualifier this year, right?
Is there not?
I believe no.
Oh, okay. I didn't keep track of that. I see.
I mean, it hasn't been announced, and they probably would have had to announce it sometime soon. I mean, it's a big... I hope people become... like, that there's an uproar about it, I hope people become, like, slightly upset that... it was so impactful last year, and it's so good for the competition, and it's something that Valve always used to preach, right?
Yeah.
And now I feel like they should stick with it. Now that
I was under the impression that they were happy with Last-Chance Qualifier in terms of like the competition.
I heard that it was a big nuisance logistically to have to deal with extra stuff, and hence it's easier to just not deal with it.
Yeah. Okay.
But hey, I hope it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be the same as it used to be with the setup. Even though it's only 3 days, I hope they do set up the outside area. I also hope the weather will be good.
Yeah.
It is
It's later, yeah.
a little bit later, right? So yeah, inshallah, it's gonna be TI vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes set to it being the same, because I don't think it will be the same.
Well,
Uh,
hopefully it will, though. Hopefully it will. Missing the TL TI vibes. That was really nice.
Yeah, me too. I would really like for them. I mean, just for the players and for like the group stage and stuff. I would really like for them to somehow, bring in the same old hype there, and also have the player dinner. I think was always part of also setting the stage for the tournament.
Yeah.
Like these small rituals, player dinner, ring, make sure everybody goes there. I mean, I don't think we'll see Gabe Newell anymore, but that we see some faces from Valve maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like that too.
That would be very nice. Yeah. I second that. That would be really cool. Really cool.
Even though I probably won't get to go to the dinner and stuff, I just hope it for the players.
It's fine. We just go with everybody else, all the enthusiasts. We just like chill, outside and try to catch somebody.
I'll apply for a waiter, a couple of months before. I'll get the job and I'll be there.
That's a good one, actually. Didn't think of that one. Oh my, what if it's cancelled and you just stuck to it?
Oh no.
I'll go eat there, don't worry.
Yeah, they book a different restaurant. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
If you're a waiter there, I'm definitely having dinner there a couple times. I'm gonna be your angry customer. The angry French customer.
There was this one TI where they gave us a tour of their office too. I don't know if you ever got a chance to go on the tour.
No. Yeah, actually, no, I did, but that was like really early stage. No, but actually, like the first TI group stages, they were played in the office directly. I think maybe
you
were still playing Han back then.
Yeah, TI2 I didn't go. It was only TI3 I went.
Okay, so TI2 we played group stage in Valve office directly.
For real?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
okay.
That was really fun. Yeah, that was very
fun.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, like these small things made Seattle experience also. Like going to the Valve office and seeing how things are and seeing how they're run. And yeah. It made it feel so much more intense and serious also.
Yeah, it did. I'm sure they're cooking something nice.
You remember, I think it was TI4? The group stage area? No, the practice room area?
TI4? No.
It was in the lobby.
Yeah?
It was in the lobby. It was just rows of PCs in Seattle Bellevue hotel. And you would have like 5 PCs in a row, but they were like right next to each other.
Like no wall, no nothing.
No wall, no nothing.
No way.
Yeah. And even fans, I think, would like fans and talent would also go there and spend hours at the PC. So people, this was the only practice rooms you had. This was TI4. So back then, practice rooms weren't normal, right?
Okay.
Like they were not a norm.
Yeah.
So this was like one of the first things. So people didn't really complain. And yeah, I remember Eternal Envy, like from Cloud9, they would put like their jacket and stuff on some pieces and just hoard it, which was like, they're the first ones to kind of do that. Most players didn't do that because it was disrespectful. Because you didn't have enough PCs for everyone.
Oh my God.
I think there was like 60 PCs or 40. And yeah, you would sometimes have team scrim. I think it was 60 or maybe even 80, but there was not enough PCs for everyone at the same time.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, you could have people go there and just watch you play and stuff. Like nobody would stop anyone.
I actually forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. And then you would have these monitors, big monitors. They were not like normal horizontal monitors. They were like vertical, like special. And they would keep the group stage standings on all the time and like live updated,
Yeah.
So you'd always be walking by here to the practice area and for interviews. And I even think for some food and catering. And we were at the bottom of the group all the time with the Lions. So I walked past this thing a million times, bro.
Oh boy.
And it was like a constant reminder of like, yeah. That was the one you were in wildcard, right?
TI4? No, I was casting actually for TI4. I was casting.
That was okay.
I think that was must have been maybe the Alliance time where we did not make it qualifiers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got knocked out like 16 or after groups with Alliance.
Oh, okay.
Fnatic and Alliance. Yeah, so I see.
Yeah.
That was rough, dude. That was a rough TI for me. That was a rough loss.
Yeah. I mean,
and
it feels like
stressful.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine. I mean, losing group stage at TI is really rough, for sure. You wish you see more. I mean, then there's worse than that. It's losing wildcard.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you haven't been through that. So that's like even worse. It's like, I mean, it's kind of like, honestly, like losing Last-Chance Qualifier is a little bit of the same, I guess, right? Like it's the same.
Yeah, I think
like
so.
You're there, and it feels like, you know, and then
So
everybody
close.
gets in the room, and you gotta go home. It feels so bad. It's like going
club
out
is
with your
full.
friends, you know, and
Yeah.
everybody gets in the club, and then you're like, no, you're going home. You're like, oh, come on, let me in, please.
Cringing just thinking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the PGL thing, I don't know if you saw the NA team that got banned, like, or disqualified. No, and like a 6-month ban or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
So to break it down, the way I understood it, it was because one of the players from the team that had just played asked a guy if they threw that game on purpose, or maybe not even a player on the other team. I don't remember who that guy was, but then the player who was in the game where they had a lead and they lost, he was like, "Yeah, I threw, or we threw," which is
like
just
what everybody says like 20 times.
It's just a matter of speech,
Yeah.
right? It's another way of saying
everybody says we threw the game, right?
Yeah, it's like we dropped the ball. It's another way of saying
You
it.
say that 10 times a day when you play Dota. Yeah.
Yes, we messed it up, bro. Like we threw this shit on the ground. Like when you drop your soup, like I threw the soup.
Yeah.
And they took that very literal. They banned them for this quality. And then the way the message is written out, like, because we value integrity, because we're so awesome, because we are the best in the fucking world, we are gonna disqualify these guys.
I wish I had my clown sign that I used for the Singapore Monkey Business Show. Oh my god!
If there was ever a time to pull this up,
I'll send it to them through the post mail.
Just tell them they need to, or like send it to the scanner, you know, so it just scans the picture out and they can start wearing it. No, because then what happens is like there's obviously an outrage from the community. It's like you need to look at a dictionary, or like you need to understand the language, like you need to understand what's happening. And then they go, the next message is like, because we're so awesome,
again,
because we're the best, we have reverted the decision and fixed it. Oh my god. But this is like the, that blind self-confidence that I think you can only have if you're acting, like if you're truly an actor, you know?
Yeah.
If you're like Michael J. Fox on The Office and you're like, because I am the best, you just lit the whole office on fire. You just fucking burn everything to the ground and you take full credit of everything positive.
I mean, honestly, right now, it feels like PGL is like digging their own hole. I don't know why they're doing it. In terms of like the decisions they're making with production, I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but my own experience with dealing with them with DPC is like some of the worst stuff I've seen ever since I've competed in Dota, actually. Literally, which is really shocking when you think it's 2023 and I started in 29, but whatever, it is what it is. But that also like is crazy. So they banned the team basically with no evidence, right? Because since they did not match fix, they could not have an evidence. And then they have this like I mean, the thing is they have a lot of power. They're giving over by Valve like a lot of power. They can like just ban teams, block people, gatekeep, whatever.
Yeah, they got a 6-month ban, those guys, which is kind of messed up. Like,
you know, like,
especially.
So like PGL is banning them from their league, but their league essentially is TI league, which is Valve's league, right? Which is essentially what, people play Dota for. So it's a little bit worrisome that they have so much power and control over people's career when obviously they're not putting it to the best use. But let's see where this goes. I feel like there's been a lot of drama around them. And then there probably will be more in the future unless they decide to change things a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. But that was really funny. I mean, obviously, I was watching it.
I don't know what you're talking about. The message I read, PGL is the best and they're amazing and they're great.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
According to themselves, they self-investigated.
Oh. That was, I mean, honestly, it speaks for itself. It doesn't even require us to comment on it.
We have investigated the situation and we found that PGL is the best and we're awesome. There's a South Park episode where it's about smog or something, and it's like you have these people that sniff their own farts because they're so in love with themselves. Like their own farts smell so good, like they can't get enough. And that's what I was thinking about. Like, when people make certain statements, I don't know. I hope I don't come off like this ever, but they
No.
definitely came off like this.
Yeah, these statements are yeah, they're something for sure. We value integrity. That's good. Good for you. Good for you.
This is how we do it. It is what it is.
Yeah. Makes you wonder, like, how much of this is also going on, like, unseen, in terms of like the things that don't really get to Reddit. If that's how quick they are at pressing some buttons, or like making decisions.
I've read a lot of these like threads. I think that get also lost. But what about the open qualifiers and like early stages of tournaments where one team shows up but the other team gets the def win type of thing?
They're putting a lot of teams and people around. Like, from my experience, that's what it seems sometimes. Like, they just.
For me, the best tournaments are always run with a lot of eyes and a lot of manpower on site, kind of, as well. And probably you can't just have like an anarchy. You need to have a very strict hierarchy like this in terms of this. But I do think you need accountability and also humans that are ready to overview the case. I don't know what the cost needs to be for something like this, but I do think it's very important if you want to run like a tier 1 tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like to make sure that there's accountability and the evidence or like statements are like things are not misunderstood or whatever. But yeah, let's see. 2024, maybe things will change.
Maybe.
Do you have any other summer plans than Dota for yourself? I see like only Dota here. Oh my god, there's so much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dota going on. Yeah, I have travel plans for August.
You do?
Yeah, honeymoon.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, because I only took like, a few days off after the wedding, and there's gonna be like a proper 3 weeks disconnecting from everything and just like spending some quality time. So that is my plan.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
No. What about you?
Yeah, a few. I mean, hoping to not travel too much, but maybe go a few places around Europe, like not far. Definitely catch as much sun as possible. Do more surfing this year.
Surfing? You're a surfer?
Yeah. I've only gone twice and starting to get on the board now. But definitely, I mean, bro, you live in Portugal, you have to learn how to surf.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What are you talking about?
That makes sense. How hard is it? Or how easy is it? How hard is it, I guess?
I mean, so I've been doing a lot of the one wheel, right? Which is kind of like the skateboard thing. So that helped a lot with the balance and stuff. But it's still quite different, like how hard it is. It's very hard to get up. It's also physically demanding at first. Like you have to start getting the motion and like some of the muscle memory to do it. But like rinse and repetition. And then it starts becoming quite easy to gently ride waves, And then it becomes, again, as hard as you want it to be. Like if you want to do tricks or if you want to do like extra stuff, then yeah. But I think most people will get it in 10 hours time,
Yeah.
You'll have a much easier time getting on the board and stuff.
And how physical is it? Like, I mean, how demanding is it for your body?
I mean, quite. I would say the hardest part is like after you surf in, is like getting back out. It takes a lot of this constant energy, constant movement to also sometimes fight the current and stuff. So it does depend on the weather you're dealing with, or like the waves and the current.
So riding the wave, you got to make the most out of it because it takes a lot of effort.
Exactly, because if you fall, and then you fall 5 times, and you're like, oh my god, it's just one long exercise without any of the fun, you know. But it's all good and fun. Like I've had such a good time. It feels so amazing to be in the water, in the ocean. I think it's also the sounds and stuff. Like it's hypnotic,
Yeah.
Really feel at peace.
Sounds nice.
So all this talk about summer gets me thinking about hair, Ceb. Have you ever trimmed your body for the summer season? Have you ever manscaped, as they call it, for your?
No, I have not.
For the sunny months when you're going to the beach?
Only my beard.
I see. Yeah. Well, I'm here to tell you there's a new product in town that can help you with your afternoon shade. I mean, I know how it goes for you. You have to kind of shave this.
Me in particular.
Yeah, you in particular.
Or you're just telling people out there, including me.
If you're like Ceb and you shave and 2 hours later that shit just comes back, it might be worth for you looking into Manscaped. I think it's a great product. I've used it a few times myself. It also gets, all types of parts of your body if you're in need. And right now you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code OGMBS, all capital, at manscaped.com. Nose hair go in your family? No?
No.
Actually,
Yes.
no, it does for me.
Yes,
I think
it
I'm
does.
like 5 years off, and I need to start looking into this as well.
Oh, really?
Kit comes with Essential Lawnmower 4.0, which is better than the 3.0.
It's better.
But it's great. Like I said, I got it a few months ago, and it's been living up to the name. It's been manscaping me. I've been scaped.
Don't cut anything you don't want to cut, though. Right?
It's gonna be one of the first summers without TI in a way, right? Like as in with yeah, I mean July is gonna be packed with Dota, but I think August is gonna be almost quiet in terms of Dota, because Riyadh would just have ended by then, and TI only comes 2 months after. So yeah, I think August is the quiet Dota month,
which is nice for a change. I think it should be like this for players in a way, or like I wish this for players. I always wish this for myself.
True. It was always kind of rough having to spend summer kind of practicing and working as hard as ever. You know, summer is like when everybody just like gets outside, start having a good time, you know, and
spend their time off work, you know, like
you're
save
inside,
it up.
and you're like opposite, inside, just nerding, you know, the shit out of the game because that's what you got to do. Yeah, not easy, you know, not easy life choices, but you know, at the end of the day, you do what you have to do in order, you know, to pursue what you pursue. But yeah.
I sacrificed my tan for Dota.
Yeah, we know about that. Everybody knows about that.
Yeah, bro. This is what it is.
Yeah,
it's pain.
But you know, at least now it doesn't have to be during summer, so that's positive.
Yeah. I wonder if they're ever gonna revert it. Time will tell.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there are incentives for TI to be in summer, honestly. It's also when people are more available. I mean, it's much harder for people to, if you think about it, like TI in October, it's much harder for people to get there. Like people who, you know, are studying, working. But at the same time, if TI is not as long as, it makes sense, right? Because you can get 3-4 days off. That's possible. You can plan ahead. But if you're gonna, you know, enjoy TI for 2 or 3 weeks and it's in October, then I don't know who can do that. Like
exactly.
very wealthy people or people that are on site, I'm not even sure.
Like I said before about the weather too. I hope the weather will remain. I think it really added to the Dota vibe in a way where since the weather was good and people were outside and there was like so much more going on. I don't know. It added to it for me as well.
Yeah.
All right. I guess on that note, we're gonna wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you, Ceb, for being here. Hope to see you again soon enough.
Yeah.
Special guest next week.
Hype.
Very hype. Okay. Yeah, that's it for this week of Dota News podcast, the Monkey Business Show.
Wow, the exit is as good, even better than the start.
Than the
oh
intro.
My god, wow, I'm baffled. Very nice.
Thank you very much.